Hi, I'm Rob Price, and I'm talking to some inspirational leaders of some of the leading AI and Gen AI businesses in the world. Welcome to Futurise.
Okay, so hi, Rob. Thank you, first of all, for having us on your podcast. It's our first time to be on a podcast. We're kind of nervous, but we're very happy that you gave us the chance. So my name is Iffy, and I'm here with my colleague Kira today.
Also, hi from me. I'm Kira, and we are the founders of Aelai. We actually both studied international business in the Netherlands, and we got to know each other when we were colleagues at a venture builder. We were involved with AI startups, building AI startups. And then when OpenAI launched ChatGPT, that was the point when we realized, okay, not just us, but a lot of our friends and family are kind of nervous about AI. They don't really understand what it is. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know the limitations and capabilities. And what we saw on social media was a lot of people either posting about productivity hacks or a lot of them, so many that you don't even know which ones to use. And on the other side, there were people drawing dystopian scenarios. So we decided that we were going to talk with the people that actually built the technology and scientists. And that helped us a lot because there's a lot of fear mongering in media, and that doesn't help us at all. And that's why we decided that we want to simplify the engagement of the civil society with AI through education.
I think it's such a brilliant timing for this conversation as well. The previous podcast, I was talking to Nicola, and we were both at an event that a lot of people were talking about the fears and the harms and the worries of AI. And yet at the same time, there's quite a lot of commitment from government to, or governments, to recognise this is a potential way to help people. So it's great that your focus is to make it accessible to more people to help reduce fears. What's your experience been of that so far?
Yeah, it's a lot of times just when we start the conversation and that just when we talk about actual facts that scientists share with us, that people become way more relaxed. And that once you understand, once there is more knowledge about what the capabilities are of artificial intelligence, and that it's not all of a sudden going to change our entire world, that people are actually more excited about using it and also learning about how to use it responsibly and ethically.
And if you, I imagine it's quite a fulfilling, personally fulfilling thing to actually see people react to what you're doing and help them into this new world and see some of the things that they're then able to achieve.
It is,
It's the biggest driver.
yeah, it's the biggest driver. Yeah, it's like so great to see the feedback that we receive from the community we raised on social media and from everyone who's like, okay, AI, that's something I should get involved with. This is not something I am not part of, but this can be something I can be part of.
And to add on that, the scientists are also really happy that there are non-technical people that want to help them communicate what AI is about. Because not to speak too stereotypically, but AI researchers may not be the best people to communicate it to someone because they use technical terms and they maybe dive way too deep. So they are also very happy to have people that share what they care about and make other people care about it too.
So tell me a bit about how you operate. So how do you work with organizations or people? What's that engagement look like?
So basically, we do this through education on social media. We have workshops in school and in small and medium enterprises. And we have a very unique approach. We have statement products, as you can see on us right now, too. So our statement products are clothing made from organic cotton with designs evolving around AI. And by wearing this Aelai merch, people can express their dedication and can raise awareness about responsible AI and basically, yeah, start conversations without talking. And with each of the products we sell, we donate €1 to organizations that are committed to responsible development of AI. And yeah, so basically we're taking responsibility, and it can be easy as throwing on a t-shirt.
Okay, I mean, I love the fact that that is a completely different approach from many other organizations, isn't it? Actually bringing that almost the fan merchandising aspect to it is kind of totally unique. How do people react to that?
Okay, Kira, should we tell the story of the one event we went to?
Sure. You go ahead.
Okay, so we went to an event and we put on our merch, and we have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have socks, and we went into this big AI event, and everyone was in suit and tie attire, and then us girls came in with like our hoodies and everyone wanted to talk to us. It was so great. Everyone was like, oh my God, I need this. This shows like what I care about, because all these shirts have different statements. Might as well care about AI as a statement of us, or AI ain't a game. So this is a way you can start and spark conversations.
You just remind me of a conversation I had many years ago in the start of digital, and it was that point about people driving change and transformation didn't always wear blue suits and white ties and white ties, white shirts, blue heart ties, etc. So I love that it's bringing a fresh approach. For those people listening, how would they engage? How might they be interested? I mean, so you've talked about social media, you've talked about the merchandising aspect, you've talked about engagement, but what types of people would you like to appeal to and to get a reaction from?
Well, our main target group are people that are not that closely involved with technology. So people that are rather afraid and that we can bring along on our journey. I'm sure that most of your podcast listeners are maybe entrepreneurs or tech enthusiasts. Speaking to them, the listeners. So if you understand or already grasp what AI is and what the limitations and capabilities are, we'd love if you continue sharing that with those people that don't know about it, so that eventually every one of us has an understanding of it, because knowledge is key, knowledge is fundamental. So that we all have that knowledge and like shape the world with AI that we want to live in, and join the discussion.
It's interesting because, I mean, I think we talked before, I run another podcast around digital responsibility, and a key part of that is accessibility and engaging people from different backgrounds, different understanding, so that all people have the opportunity to get benefit from the technology. In this case, we're talking about AI, but of course, some of those challenges apply in different ways to some of the other technologies that have been through. What would you highlight as maybe kind of some of the targets that you're seeing in terms of the evolution? How long have you been running, and what would you like to be seeing over the next year in terms of people or organizations engaging with you, or indeed partnering with you? Because I imagine you've talked about scientists, but other tech organizations must listen to some of the things that you're doing and think, actually, that would be amazing to bring into how they're taking products and services to market.
So basically, to the first question you asked, since when are we doing this? We started in October last year, so we're not as long as other companies are on the market, but we have already a big network, and we hear a lot about people approaching us and wanting to work with us together, and we have different approaches for that. So we're trying to build partnerships, to grow together, to build a network, so we can build trust together with the civil society, and people can approach us, and we can help them in different ways, to bring products to the market, to make collaborations and stuff like that.
I can imagine almost a franchise network across the world, kind of different pockets of people with similar passions hooking into you and kind of working with you. So
Yeah,
what?
also, sorry, just to add,
Okay.
for example, companies that are also in the AI field but don't have merch, for example, we have now the product infrastructure. We know how to build e-commerce shops and do all
Oh yeah.
that. So there are interesting opportunities popping up there as well to have like limited editions with other organizations. And we are so happy that the AI community is growing, and there are so many communities. I'm sure you're a part of a lot of them too. And this is also really where we get, where we educate ourselves, where we learn from scientists and pass on that knowledge. So it's really, a collaborative approach that we're hoping for within the next year. Yeah.
I can imagine now kind of every guest on Futurise having their own merch kind of range, kind of on the back of having
Yeah,
listened
hit
to
us
this
up.
conversation.
Yeah, just call us. We will
So,
find something.
so one of the other things that a lot of people talk about when getting to grips with AI is responsibility and ethics. So people kind of begin to talk about concerns like bias, understanding responsibility of organizations, transparency. How much has that been part of the conversation in terms of helping people understand what to expect from AI technology providers?
Mhm. I mean, we don't develop AI ourselves, but we make people aware. So we make people aware that responsible development or design, development, and deployment is important, and the ethical use of it. So that's why we are building this bridge of donating money to organizations that do that, so that those people are seen, or those organizations are seen and heard of. And then on the other hand, the educational aspect, we taking ChatGPT as an example, just like the basic things that you already mentioned, it produces false information sometimes because the free version uses outdated information, or old information, old data. We encourage people to use feedback function on ChatGPT to just improve the tools they need to learn, right? And that not maybe to not put all the sensitive information into ChatGPT, and to just be aware. Or when ChatGPT is used as a bot on other social media platforms, and uses or spreads maybe misinformation or encourages discriminatory outcomes, then it's our responsibility as civil society to report that comment and to be aware, so that we all together shape the world that we want to live in with AI.
Yeah. And this, just to add on, this sounds very basic probably for everyone who's listening right now, but these are basic informations that need to come to the civil society. It's pretty interesting that we read a study from the Kira Institute from 2023, and that showed that only 2.9% of Germans believe that AI will have a positive impact in the next 10 years, because they don't know all the things. They don't know how to use the system. So this is an approach we need to take.
I
Yeah.
think you're right, and I don't underestimate the importance of what you're doing in terms of making deep technology accessible and understandable by everybody. It's in a sense, I think I do strongly believe that the pace of change of the evolution of the generative AI technology, for example, can have massive benefits. Yes, there are challenges. Yes, there are concerns that people have, and let's not diminish those concerns. They are important. But the importance of the work that organizations and people like yourself are doing to bridge that is vital, because only by that will we actually see some of the impact, positive impact, that the technologies can actually have. I imagine it, as you do look to expand what you're doing, both in terms of in Germany and potentially beyond, that there shouldn't be it should be easy to attract others I mean, whether it in terms of more recruits, in terms of employees in the organization, whether it be partners. How will you approach attracting talent into the organization? What are you looking for people to bring?
Um, Enthusiasm, 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 enthusiasm. So we are currently the team of us, we're just two. And we have a lovely team of scientific and business mentors, of course. But what we have been doing in terms of attracting mentors is to join AI communities, to be active on LinkedIn. This is also how you got aware of us, don't you?
Absolutely.
And yeah, both is very helpful in attracting talents as well. And a funny side story is, for example, a friend of us, he wore a shirt from us at school. And in this way, we are giving a workshop now at this school, and people are interested in doing internships. So we're trying to attract people who are enthusiastic, who want to learn, and who are open, and yeah, have a nice view there.
I mean, basically all of Ippy's friends already want to work with us.
Oh yeah.
we have already a queue. So once we start hiring.
Yes. My friends are very enthusiastic too.
Yeah.
They really want to work for us. And yeah, true.
It's funny. I use the same word, a queue. There are in terms of when you're doing something that is different and current and can have a positive impact, then you do find that there are people who just want to be part of it, especially when you bring some energy or curiosity or helping people to achieve things that they couldn't have achieved any otherwise. So
Yeah.
absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, and I think it's because the topic is also so broad. So I have friends of mine um, who are having a very social view on life, and they're, oh, I never thought I can put this in a technology point of view. And I said, yes, you can do that. Discrimination in AI, and gender, color, racism, all the things are part of AI, and this is something you can also be part of. So the variety is probably that what people like and why they want to work, especially also for us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why also ethic teams that we met of organizations, AI ethic teams, they're so diverse. Because we need the diversity. We need all different professions and backgrounds to come together and talk about this, because ethics is such a topic. Like we can talk about that forever, but then we would crash the 15 or 20-minute time frame.
What a part two maybe for that.
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about ambition and hopes. And I'd quite like to split the question into two parts. So talk to me a bit about how you would like to grow. And grow doesn't mean to be bigger. Growth can mean the impact that the two of you have. You can interpret it in any way. But what's your ambition for what you are doing?
So so basically through Aelai's work, we hope to make more people care about AI so that they want to shape our world with AI actively. So with the different, unique approach we have, where we're trying to build trust together with the civil society, we want to listen and exchanging thoughts instead of lectures. This is something that we want to incorporate, and we want to use scientific facts instead of the fear of the media. And yeah, I think our biggest and like what we're looking for is to build a steady growth from below instead of pressure from above. So businesses and whatever could experience how, for example, employees drive an AI culture bottom up, you know?
Kira?
Everyone running around in Aelai clothes is definitely a goal. And yeah, growing our network, growing our followers on social media. We want to make our content. I mean, we're like, if he said, we started last year, so we're learning a lot. You know that too. I know you have many projects that somehow always work together, right? But we're learning a lot. We want to make our content even better, even more accessible. We really want to also make it fun and engaging. I ideally we can also play back the feedback from the community to the scientists, so that not just the bridge with the donations, but that there's also maybe more communication happening, maybe some events. We are in the community Women in AI, and they're really pushing for having events. So we're already discussing something there. So it's
Yes. Pub quiz, by the way.
It's really about strengthening that bridge, making ourselves better, learning, and yeah.
And you mentioned followers and social media kind of followers. So do you have specific targets that you try and aim for, and almost kind of as you go? I'm just intrigued. It's a topical area at the moment for us.
Yeah, of course. I mean, probably you also have yearly goals, or like a yearly vision, quarterly goals, and we are setting those. Obviously, being the two of us, it's a lot of work that we're trying to juggle. And at the same time, when we work with AI companies, we also want to have our company be numbers driven, data driven. So we can collect data through social media, through our e-commerce shop, and we have our lovely mentor from Women in AI who's giving us regular sessions on how to turn your company into a data company. So we're working with that, obviously. Yeah.
And numbers in followers, the more the merrier. The more we can reach, the more we can shape the world of AI.
We should have another conversation on that one day as well. But my other part of ambition comes back to the podcast, and maybe an ambition in terms of out of this conversation. So we talked earlier in terms of people listening, or indeed other guests on the podcast getting in touch to kind of put merch deals in place, for example. But if there was one final thought for everybody listening as to what your ambition might be in terms of another conversation that came out of this, or another relationship or another partnership, what might it be?
In general, every connection that makes or helping us in general, not just us, but like the whole universe around AI, the whole universe around ethical AI to grow and to spread the word, to show what we care about. So if you would say, okay, pistol on your head, say one kind of connection, I would say someone who's enthusiastic and who wants to share the word, and who's interested to work with a young company and has the same values. I think this is very important.
Fantastic. Iffy and Kira, brilliant conversation, very different conversation, and love the work that you're doing.
Thank you, Rob, so much for having us.